I'm Cath and this is Made by Cath Craft. It's lovely to have you join me today for this video, which is going to be all about what I've been sewing this week and also what I've been buying this week. So I've got a few different projects to catch you up on and also some new fabric that arrived this week and a new pattern too. So lots to share. Before I get started on sharing all of that, first of all, I'll mention what I'm wearing today for my handmade wardrobe. So the last few days here in the south of England have been quite gloomy and overcast, but today we finally got some sunshine. You might be able to see the bright sky a little bit there in the reflection from my mirror up there. It's a really lovely day outside. The trees are still full of leaves. We haven't properly got to winter yet here. It's been quite a late build up, but it is quite chilly today. So I've got quite a nice cozy outfit on. I'm wearing a handmade sweatshirt and a handmade skirt, and I'll step back a bit so you can see the combination, and then I'll talk about each of the patterns. So the sweatshirt I'm wearing today is definitely a real workhorse piece in my wardrobe when it comes to this time of year. I made it a few years ago and I reach for it so often. It is a Needlecord South Bank sweater and I made the cropped version. So yeah, it just comes down to around my natural waist, maybe slightly below. You can make this also as a longer sweatshirt or also a sweater dress. So it's a really nice versatile pattern, I think. It's got this cozy stand-up neckline and a slightly dropped shoulder, quite a sort of narrow cut sleeve with a cuff on. And yeah, I love the cropped version. I find it works with loads of different things and especially different skirts. So the version I made today, I made in this lovely fleeced back sweatshirt fabric, which I think usually pops up on quite a lot of online fabric shops around this time of year. It's quite a lightweight fleece back sweatshirt fabric, so it's great for layering up. It's not super over cozy. And it's got this sort of fleck effect to it. So it's a plain fabric with these little coloured flecks on the fabric. So yeah, this is obviously the black colourway, but you can get it in loads of different colours often. I'll try and find an online fabric shop that has a good range and link it down below. I've got this fabric and actually this exact same sweatshirt in a navy too. And I also made, I think, a toaster sweatshirt in the bright red colourway. Yeah, I really like this fabric and I like the flecks, make it a little bit special compared to just a totally plain fabric. So that is what I'm wearing on top. And I've got it teamed with one of my Sabina skirts by the Little Pomegranate. This is my more wintry version that I made in this fabric I got quite a while ago from Minerva. If it is in stock, I'll link it down below. I'm not sure if it will still be. I remember it being quite good value. It was around £4.99 or £5.99 a metre or something like that. It's a viscose fabric. So nice and swishy and drapey with a black base and then white flowers on. So I'm quite monochromatic today. But I love the Sabina skirt. I'll put a picture of my outfit so you can see the features of the Sabina skirt better. It's quite a simple skirt pattern. It's a free pattern too, which is amazing. And I'll link it down below. It's got an elasticated waist. It's got pockets that are anchored into the waistband. And it's midi length with a lovely little ruffle at the bottom. You may well have sewn it already. You definitely probably have seen it on my channel already because I do think it's a lovely skirt that works across the year. And it's great as a sort of nice swishy summery skirt, but also in the winter with a pair of tights underneath. So that is what I'm wearing today and I'm feeling nice and cozy in this outfit. But yeah, I'll move on to catching up on the last week in terms of sewing and fabric and pattern arrivals. So I think I'll kick off by sharing my completed bag that I was talking about in my video last week. I've been making the Bestie bag by BF Patterns, which seems to be a really popular pattern at the moment in the sewing community. I've seen quite a few versions and it kind of convinced me that I needed one myself, and actually it really has filled a gap in my bag collection. Not that makes it sound like I've got loads of bags, but I haven't. But it has filled a gap and I've been wearing it loads since I finished it. So here is my finished Bestie bag. So as you can see, it's this sort of banana or crescent shaped bag that you can wear either on your shoulder or you can wear it crossbody. I've been wearing it crossbody because I feel like it's more comfy like that. You can see there. And yeah, I made mine I wanted something really simple, classic, sporty, that sort of style, utilitarian, that's what I was going for. So I made it in a plain black, and then I added on black webbing for the strap. I got this webbing from First for Fabrics. I got the slider from eBay. The zip came from eBay too. I got like a chunky black plastic zip. I'll try and link them all down below. I did actually pop a question up on Instagram stories asking for places that had lots of bag supplies on one website, and loads of people were really helpful with websites, and I had a look and I couldn't find one place that had everything exactly what I wanted, so I ended up buying a few bits from different places in the end, just because I was quite particular about the bits I wanted. I wanted it to be quite simple, and yeah, that is what I've ended up with. So yeah, it's black on the outside. As you can see, it's nice and pink on the inside, which is quite handy. It does make it quite easy to see things inside, and it's got pockets there, one pocket on this side and two pockets on that side. I just went for the fabric on the inside is a cotton poplin, which I thought would work quite nicely, and then the outside fabric is a cotton canvas, quite a dense, thick cotton canvas, or densely woven cotton canvas, so it feels quite sturdy. And then in the between I used a foam type interfacing, a sewing interfacing, which I've never tried before. I have made little pouches using like a foamy interfacing, but it was quite different to this one. And actually, I feel like it's worked really well, because you can see the bag has a lot of body to it and it really holds its shape. And although the canvas is quite densely woven, it isn't super thick. So I think if I hadn't added that interfacing, the bag might be a bit more collapsing and a bit more slouchy, and I wanted something a little bit more that really showed off the nice shape, the crescent. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love all the little details. I love how the little zip looks at the end. You can see there's a kind of little tab extra bit there that's a really nice detail at both ends, which is really fun to sew. Yeah, I didn't end up doing any of the top stitching. I think I mentioned in last week's video, this fabric ended up really thick and hard to sew through for my sewing machine once I got a couple of layers of the canvas and the interfacing in between. So you are supposed to sew sort of round these tabs at the edges here, and you're also supposed to sew kind of along the bottom to secure the seam in place. But I didn't do that, but I think because the interfacing is so thick inside, it's ended up holding its shape nicely anyway. So yeah, I'm glad that it turned out okay. But yeah, I love it. It's such a great bag. It's a perfect size actually. I've been taking it on the school run, and I pop in keys and a phone and like a snack for my daughter, or my daughter's water bottle also fits in too, which means I'm kind of hands-free, but I'm not feeling like I'm lugging a backpack, or otherwise I've been using a teeny bag and then loads of things to carry. So it is that great in between size, and because it's just plain black, I'm finding it goes with everything. So yeah, I love it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was such a fun project too. If you do find yourself fancying like a bag like this, I would really recommend the Bestie bag pattern. It just sewed together really nicely, and I like how it's lined, and you end up with a really clean finish on the inside. There's just one little part of the seam at the bottom you have to hand sew. That's the bit you leave open to be able to turn the bag out the right way. And I kind of hand sew, or you can hand sew, or you can machine sew it, but I take the time hand sewing that as well to give it a really nice little finish in there. Not that anyone can see it, but yeah, that is my finished Bestie bag. I really love how it's turned out. I love the pop of pink inside, and yeah, I definitely would like to make this pattern again. I don't know what I'd go for next time. I've seen some lovely ones in brighter prints and also in corduroy too, so I probably won't make one quite yet, but I'll definitely be on the lookout for maybe a fabric to make maybe more of a fun sort of feature one, I guess, because this one's kind of designed to blend in with whatever I'm wearing. So, but yeah, I love how it's turned out. So that's the first thing that I wanted to share. Oh, and I did also mean to mention the fabric I've used for the main bag here, this cotton canvas fabric. When I was researching, I got a few swatches and I couldn't remember if they were available in colours as well as black, so I went back and had a look, and you can actually get this fabric in quite a few very pretty colours as well as the plain black. It's a really gorgeous blue colour, a magenta, all sorts of different colours. So if you are planning to make a bag and you're looking for quite a nice durable hard wearing cotton canvas fabric, I would really recommend this fabric, and I will link it down below. It is a Mind the Maker fabric, so it is a bit more expensive, but I find for a bag you don't need as much fabric. So yeah, that is always good when it's an expensive fabric, if you don't need to buy too much. And actually, having had a look at the fabrics, I would really be tempted to make another one of these in another one of those fabrics, maybe a colour, because I think that'd be lovely. Maybe for summer in a bright colour would be really nice. So yes, and the lining fabric came from First for Fabrics. I bought that along with the webbing. It's just a really nice quality cotton poplin fabric, so I'll link that down below as well. But yes, I love the Bestie bag. I really do enjoy bag making. I feel like every now and then it's a real treat to make a bag, and this one is definitely going to be a really useful one. I've already used it so much since I finished it the other day. So yes, that is the first thing that I wanted to share. So the next thing that I thought I'd share is a couple of items from my handmade wardrobe that I've earmarked as items I think I'd like to let go of as part of a bit of a handmade wardrobe clear out I've been doing. And either I'll hand these garments on to somebody else or maybe repurpose the fabric. And on that note, I wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who commented on my video from last week about my Needlecord Bakerloo blouse. This is my Bakerloo blouse, which I was talking about last week, and saying how I love the fabric. It's this beautiful Liberty cotton lawn I made this blouse in, but I didn't really wear it because I found the collar quite impractical. And a lot of people suggested that I could remove the collar and then refinish the neckline either without a collar or maybe with a sort of smaller, more subtle collar instead to turn into a blouse that I would feel more comfortable wearing, which I hadn't even thought about. I think I just couldn't see past the collar, or I was a bit blinded by it. So thank you so much to everybody. I really appreciate your advice and your thoughts. That's why I think the sewing community is such a nice place to be. Everyone's always happy to help out and bring a different perspective. So yes, I definitely think I'm going to have a think about how I could now refashion this blouse slightly so it's still a blouse I can enjoy wearing without the flappy collar. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date on what I decide to do in terms of refashioning it. I'll share where I get to on it, but it is such gorgeous fabric. I do love this fabric, everything about it. So yes, I do really appreciate that. And if you wanted to hear more about this blouse and the other items I was talking about last week, I'll link that video up above. But yes, thank you everyone who did make me realise I don't have to actually scrap it or hand it on. I could actually make it work better for me. So yes. So I've got a couple more garments here that have been sitting in my pile that I need to either make a decision on either way. And the first one is a very old make of mine. It's an Ogden cami top. So here it is, a classic Ogden cami with the spaghetti straps and the dipped neckline. And this is one I made when I was very new to sewing. I think it was my first Ogden cami. And I made it in this very pretty viscose fabric, which is an Atelier Brunette viscose. You might recognise it as one of their really old prints. I thought it was a beautiful print, and I made the Ogden cami because when I didn't want to spend too much money buying a lot of this fabric and then risk spoiling it because I was quite new to sewing. So I thought I'll just buy, I think, a metre, make the Ogden cami and see how I go, and fingers crossed. And it did turn out okay, although it's not my most beautiful sewing ever. The facing always seems to want to kind of pop back out somehow, no matter how much I kind of try and press it inside. So yeah, I think I've made better Ogden camis since. But anyway, I've always loved it because of the fabric. But I'm conscious this colour doesn't really suit me, and whenever I wear it I feel quite washed out. But I've still been quite reluctant to let go of it. So what I'm thinking is maybe I should try styling it during winter, and I can maybe pop it on over, say, a black Freya top as a kind of just extra little layering piece, and kind of add a little pop of colour to an outfit, like maybe just like a plain black top and jeans type outfit. It's one I do feel like might wear out in the not too distant future. The fabric's quite delicate, and I can see some of the stitches around these kind of more pressure points of the garment, like on the bottom of the strap. So I'm wondering whether a few more washes and it might wear out, so it wouldn't be necessarily one that's great to hand on anyway. But let me know what you think, whether you think it might work style for winter, whether you think it's just too summery and that wouldn't work so well. It's just such pretty fabric. I remember they did this in a couple of other colourways. I think it was like a black base and like quite a deep green colourway, and I probably should have gone for one of those. I think that would have suited my skin tone better, but I just thought the pink was quite pretty. So yeah, I'm undecided. It's one of those tops I keep putting in that pile and then taking out again. I think maybe also because it was one of the more expensive fabrics I bought when I started sewing, so it feels a bit precious in that sense. But yeah, do you think the Ogden cami in this colour would work okay styled for winter or not so much? Let me know on that one. And then the next garment is one I'm pretty sure I am going to pass on because I've tried refashioning it very, very slightly and it's still not working for me. It's this dress here. And this is one of my early hinterland dresses I made, the hinterland dress by So Liberated. So it's a woven dress with this scoop neck, these sort of set-in sleeves, a gathered skirt and pockets. And I made it in this cotton linen blend fabric that I got quite a while ago. I think it came from Sew Me Sunshine a long time ago. And yeah, it's one I've worn in the summer. I had a bit of fun with these yellow buttons down the front, which I quite enjoyed popping on. I think on the camera this fabric always looks black and white, but it is actually a navy and white. But it's just one of those garments I've been conscious the more I've worn it that it doesn't feel totally comfortable. It just feels a bit tight around the arm side here. And I have got other hinterland dresses that don't feel so tight there, but I think it's because this fabric is a bit of a thicker fabric. So I really notice like the seam and the kind of bulkiness there. So I always feel, because it's quite a summery dress, I end up feeling a bit hot under the armpits with it and a bit, yeah, it's just not the comfiest there. I also used to have a waist tie on it and pull it in at the waist, but this dress sits slightly above my natural waist, so it always felt like when I tied it, it felt like it was tied at slightly the wrong place and it didn't really look quite right. So I did take the actual ties out and I thought maybe I could wear it as more of a loose, relaxed fit dress, like more of a baby doll, like kind of looser style in the summer. But I tried that and I also didn't feel too comfortable. I think it just still feels a bit tight around here and a bit high at the waist and just not quite working for me. So it's one I've been reluctant to get rid of because I love the fabric. I think this fabric does suit my skin tone well. But yeah, the fit isn't great on this one. So I think I'm going to hand it on and hopefully someone else could love it a bit more than me and just feel a bit more comfortable in it. I think maybe someone that had a slightly shorter body it would work well on. I think maybe I should have lengthened this. I don't think I did, or if I did, I didn't lengthen it enough. And I do find I've got a longer body, so I often do need to lengthen things. So it is with reluctance. This is gonna, I think, go. Yeah. As I said, I have other hinterland dresses that just seem to fit better somehow. Maybe in a viscose, just seem to work better, and this one doesn't quite. So yes, I thought I'd share that one with you. It has got a lot of wear. I have worn this one a lot, so I feel like. Yeah, it is one that has been loved, but yeah, I just feel like there are other things in the summer I'd reach for that I feel like suit me better now, having done more sewing again, having got my sewing under my belt. So yes, those are the items I wanted to share that I think, yeah, I may clear out my handmade wardrobe. So the next thing that I wanted to share was my new fabrics and new pattern that arrived with me this week. And I thought I'd start with the first package that arrived here, which is a package from Minerva. And it was one new fabric and one new pattern. So I'll share the fabric first. And this is one I actually bought for my husband rather than for myself, but it's this fabric here. And I've actually started sewing up already as well. So this is a cotton poplin fabric by Art Gallery Fabrics. And at the moment on the Minerva website, Art Gallery Fabrics cotton poplin fabric seems to be on sale. So they're down from $18.99 per metre to $7.99 per metre, which I think is a really good price for a cotton poplin, especially a really nice quality one like an Art Gallery one. And I had sewn with some Art Gallery Fabrics cotton poplin a while ago already. I made a really lovely pair of shorts by Friday Pattern Co. in like a floral one, and it's lovely fabric. So yeah, I knew it was going to be nice quality when I bought this for my husband. And what I'm making for my husband is a pair of pyjama shorts. He kind of wanted a new pair because his favourite pair has got a hole in them. So he really needed replacing. The hole is gradually getting bigger. So yeah, we had a look online. I picked out a few different fabric options and he chose this one. He does like quite a simple fabric for a pyjama shorts, and I thought this would go with like just quite nice, simple coloured t-shirts too. It's got this kind of interesting grid print on. So it's got a bit of interest to it actually. It's not just a plain check. Anyway, so that's what I'm making, and the shorts are taking shape at the moment, as you can see them here. I am using an old pattern, this one here, Simplicity 1520A, which is a pyjama shorts and trousers pattern for the whole family, I guess. It covers, I think, children, teens and adults. I did use it for myself once when I started sewing, but I didn't quite like the fit on me. I prefer the Jamie pyjamas by Tilly the Buttons, but my husband quite likes the fit. So it's what I always make him. So yes, I'm just making the shorts version. The only change I'm making from the pattern is to add pockets in. So I've added pockets, you can see they're here at the front. Yeah, he likes to pop his phone in his pocket as he's moving around the house. So what I did is I borrowed the pocket from the sapphire trousers by tilling the buttons, because they've got quite a nice deep pocket and his phone's quite big, so if he sort of ran up the stairs it wouldn't fall out like it does on his Hudson pants, which has got a smaller pocket, and the next pair I make for him I'm going to make that pocket longer. But yeah, it's quite a nice pocket, this one, because it's actually anchored into the waistband, so it doesn't sort of drag down the sides. So I used it once before on a pair of pyjama trousers for him and he quite liked it, so I'm doing that again. So yes, I've been making them. It's quite a nice simple make, not too much more to do. What I'm planning to do, I need to remember before I finish the waistband, is I'm going to add a little bit of embroidery on the back to say this is the back, or something that makes it clear it's the back, which I quite enjoy doing. I know I could add a label because my husband doesn't really mind labels, but I do quite like any excuse to use the little embroidery function on my machine. I guess I could add some hearts maybe, or see if there's like a moon or something, like a more of a nighttime thing. But I'm going to embroider the back so that when you sort of try them on, you know which side the back is. I think it can be quite tricky to tell with pyjamas, and he wouldn't even think of looking to see which side the pockets was. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do, and then I'll finish those off. So yeah, not the most exciting make ever, but it's nice to make something useful for him, and I know he'll appreciate them. But more excitingly, I've got a pattern that I'm really looking forward to giving a go. It's one I've had my eye on for a while, and I thought I'd finally get it. And it's this pattern here. It is the Eleonora trousers by Jali. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But yes, it's a lovely pattern. I think I first saw it when Guthrie & Garney a while back released one of their sewing kits, which featured this pattern and a lovely stretch velvet type fabric that they paired with it. And I've just historically been put off from making any sort of fitted trouser. I tried the Ginger Jeans by Closet Core Patterns a while ago, a long time ago. I didn't really enjoy the whole fitting process and making them, and I haven't really gone back to jeans making since then. But I thought the Eleonora trousers by Jali Patterns might be a great dipping my toe in the water of fitted trousers without trying something as elaborate as a pair of jeans. So yes, that's what I decided to do. So these are the Jali trousers here. You get the pattern and it covers children and women, so that the children's pattern, or the girls' pattern, goes from 2 to 13, and the women's pattern goes from US size 4 up to 22. But they describe the pattern as stretch pull-on jeans with a wide waistband. It's got a yoke, a faux fly in the front, patch pockets in the back. It's fitted to the waist and hips and then straight from the knee down, but very easy to turn into skinny jeans. And I do love skinny jeans, so I thought maybe actually this might be a great way. And I do love stretched skinny jeans, especially. Most of the jeans I wear are sort of stretched denims. So I thought actually this might be a great pattern, that it means in the future I can maybe make myself a pair of sort of faux skinny jeans without having to go through the whole process of adding the fly and the zipper and all those things. I thought I'd just give it a go, really. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving them a try. I have also bought Lauren's Hints and Tips video from when they released their Sewing Society kit. Although that kit is long sold out, you can always buy the videos later, they're still available. And I thought they had lots of hints and tips around fitting, so I thought that might be really useful. So yeah, I bought the pattern, I bought the video, and I'm really looking forward to giving these trousers a go. I think for my first pair, I won't try and turn them into skinny jeans. I'm just gonna make the long length version, which is fitted through the sort of hips and thigh, and then kind of more sort of straight down below. Then just see how I feel in that type of trousers, because I haven't worn that sort of style of trousers for a while. So yeah, that is my plan. I haven't got very far on this pattern. I've literally just got it out and had a look. It is a bit weird actually, because I got the paper pattern from Minerva, and actually you get this sheet which has got all the information on the back, and then you get this big fold out piece of paper here, and that's got on the actual pattern pieces, and then also the instructions are sort of dotted about amongst the pattern pieces. So it's different to what I've received before. So yeah, a bit of a weird one in terms of following the instructions there, having to move around the actual pattern piece as you go. It's going to be quite a large piece of paper to have out on my sewing table here. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving them a try. I'm hoping it might become a good staple in my wardrobe going forwards. And we'll give it a go and see how we get on. As I said, fitted trousers aren't totally my thing, but I thought this might be a good start and quite a simple pattern to try them again on. So yeah, that is what I got from Minerva, and I'll link the fabric and the pattern down below. And then I also got some fabric to use to make my Eleanor trousers. Although I love the look of the stretch velvet fabrics that they released for the Sewing Society kit, and they are still in stock on the Guthrie and Garney website, I fancied making mine in a Needlecord because I love Needlecord. And I remember when I was younger having some Needlecord trousers that felt so comfy. So I thought I'd try and sort of make a new pair for myself now. So I decided to order one of their stretch Needlecord fabrics. And this is the one I went for. You can see it's lovely and velvety looking. It's a very fine needle cord. You might not even be able to see the little texture of it as I hold it up. And I bought the Pacific Blue colourway. I thought that'd be a nice kind of sort of classic colourway that would go with lots of things in my wardrobe. Although part of me was tempted to go for something a bit brighter, but I thought I'll start off with this colourway and just see how I get on and see how the fabric works. It's got a lovely stretch to it, I'll show you. I think it's 96% cotton and 4% elastane possibly. It's got a really nice stretch to it, and I think it should work well for the Jali trousers. And I actually emailed Guthrie and Garney and asked if this would be a good alternative to the velvet, stretch velvet they'd used in the kits, and they said yes, this would be kind of fairly equivalent in terms of needle cord, so it'd be a good one to go for. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. I haven't done anything with this fabric yet. I need to pre-wash it first, and I need to get the pattern all traced out and just give it a try, but I'll let you know how I get on. I'm really excited actually to try a pair of fitted trousers, which I have sort of shied away from. And I'm hoping this pattern, will be a great one to try, and not too daunting and not too long and laborious. So yeah, I'll let you know how I get on. But yeah, I really love this fabric. It feels lovely. I think it'll be a really nice one to wear with a stretch into, really nice and comfortable. And I'll link this fabric down below as well. They do have it in a few colourways that were quite tempting, as well as this Pacific Blue colour. So yes, that is a definite sewing plan I'd like to start with in the not too distant future for kind of my autumn winter wardrobe. So yeah, wish me luck on that one. So that is everything that I've got to share in today's video. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you for another video again very soon. But in the meantime, I hope you're all really well, and I hope you have a lovely week. Thank you again. Bye.